The LookSee surveillance robot was built by Computer Engineering Senior Design Team 6, with members Stavros Avdella, Pena, Tyler Wallace, and Jade Zsiros. LookSee is designed to be a low-cost surveillance and security alternative for small to medium-sized businesses. Rather than installing a CCTV system or hiring a team of night guards, LookSee can be purchased for around the cost of an iRobot Roomba. It is intended for situations where there is a possibility of those with malicious intent attempting to enter an area, but the value of the property inside does not justify high or ongoing costs. When no humans are expected to be present in an indoor area, LookSee can roam autonomously and use computer vision to scan for intruders. If an intruder is detected, LookSee will send a text message to its owner, inviting them to a video meeting that will allow the owner to see through the robot's eyes and have an audio conversation with the intruder. The robot navigates behaviorally, meaning that it does not remember any details about the space it is in. It only wanders around, and it may take a different path each time it visits the same area. The navigation algorithm is called Follow the Gap, and it focuses on heading directly to the farthest distance point it can reach at any time. We tested it by running it around a constantly changing environment made up of movable obstacles, and the robot can navigate a reasonably uncluttered space for as long as it can until the battery runs out. The computer vision uses a pre-trained deep learning model that uses the Common Objects in Context, or COCO, dataset. It can reliably recognize human figures, even in dim lighting, and it refreshes up to 12 times per second. If a human is detected even once, the owner is alerted. This was tested by walking in front of the robot in a variety of positions and environments. The robot has never failed to detect a human being when its vision is clear. The user interface, beyond the video call, allows the user to remotely take over the driving of the robot. This is accessible over a web page. The human user is contacted via text message, facilitated by the purchase of a phone number for the robot. The phone number was purchased from and programmed with Twilio, a professional phone auto-dialing service and API. The video call software used by LookSee is Jitsi Meet, an open-source video meeting service that is compatible with Windows, Mac, Android Mobile, iPhone, Raspberry Pi, and NVIDIA Jetson. The robot was programmed in Python and runs on ROS, the robot operating system. Typical runtime on a full charge runs between 30 and 40 minutes. We chose this problem because each of us has an interest in robotics, and we wanted a project that would be easily divided into subsystems for each of us to work on independently. The 4 subsystems, hardware, navigation, computer vision, and user interface, reflected a personal interest for each of our members. It was very important to us that we choose a project we would be excited to work on for 2 entire semesters. Our team met as a group only one time during this project, and accomplished all of our development by programming on our own personal computers and transferring the code over each time the robot was passed from member to member. This made it difficult for us to develop intensely in the times we didn't have the robot, but allowed each of us to have several days or weeks at a time when we could put focus into the robot's development and work on it at any hour. We faced a difficulty when it became apparent that we needed to change LookSee's central computer from a Raspberry Pi 4 to an NVIDIA Jetson, which is better at handling computer vision tasks. Software had already been selected that was compatible with the Raspberry Pi 4, so some changes had to be made to work we had already done to account for the new hardware. The biggest lesson we learned came from that situation, that when you see a potential problem on the horizon, the best practice is to make whatever adjustments are necessary as soon as possible. This prevents any further development from being done that may not be compatible with the later solution, and saves effort and stress. LookSee has no sponsors, and we had only one meeting with our advisor when we discussed our progress. For that reason, the only stakeholders were us, the team, and ultimately we didn't change much of our original vision beyond streamlining some features that could be accomplished more efficiently than we originally realized. For example, we originally intended to verify the computer vision results with a thermal camera to detect human bodies, but we ultimately decided that it wasn't necessary to achieve the level of success we were aiming for. Other than that, LookSee is now almost exactly the robot we initially proposed at the beginning of Senior Design 1. Now, at the end of Senior Design 2, we have completed a robot that is functional and contains all of the major features we envisioned for a robot of this purpose. In many ways, Its performance even exceeded our expectations. We are extremely proud of LookSee and the progress we made in our own learning while we developed this robot. Please contact us if you have any further questions.